All right, legends, we are back with our May 9th, technically, Smackdown review. Welcome on in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hopefully you do enjoy these review videos. We're going to get basically into the show, just go through my thoughts and backlashes tomorrow. We'll be live on this channel, live on our TikTok, watching and reacting. Ray will also be back. So, yes, make sure you guys do hit that sub button because we've got plenty of gaming content, wrestling gaming content coming out in the future as well. Some tier lists, some fun stuff. So, make sure you guys do hit the sub button. Plenty more cool content to come. So, we're going to just basically go through the rundown of the show and give my thoughts on each piece, and then we'll call it a day. So, the start of the show was Damien Priest sort of walking from the back towards the ring. And then Byron Saxton stopped him for an interview and said, how do you feel about things going on? And he said, look, if I can get back at Drew and get back and become a two-time United States champion, that's a bonus. And then he was interrupted by LA Knight, who was his tag team partner for this match that comes up. And he basically said, that's all well and good, but nobody's going to get in the way of my US Championship match. And they said, oh, I thought that you were going to be, we were going to be on the same page for this match. And then LA Knight sort of said, oh, well, now that you've said that, maybe we aren't. And there was a few bits in the match. So it was Priest and LA Knight versus Fatu and Solo. And there was a few pieces in the match where they worked well together. And then towards the end, it sort of all broke down pretty badly. And they kept tagging each other out when the other one was getting the upper hand in the match. And then they sort of distracted each other, but managed to end up getting the win. So LA Knight pinned Solo. The match was good. It was probably about 10-15 minutes long. Definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun match to watch. And then we had a bit more of a scuffle at the end of the match between all four participants for the Fatal 4-Way, which is going to be a banger match tomorrow on Backlash. But Priest, LA Knight, Fatu, and McIntyre. McIntyre was missing the whole time, even throughout the match, and then just popped up really late and claymored Fatu. So that's definitely setting up. And McIntyre looked really good with the US Championship. I really liked the vibe of him holding that up. But I still think Fatu's going to smash all three of them and continue his reign. I don't think you win it at WrestleMania and then lose it at Backlash that quickly. So we then move to R-Truth. Pardon me, who was standing backstage with Jimmy Uso and a big sign that says, let's go Cena. And he was basically telling the crowd that John Cena was in the house and he was very excited to see him, which was good. And then sort of Jimmy Uso said to him, like, dude, Cena sucks. And he kind of went like the no yeet and then walked off. And then we had a tag match between Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Zelina Vega, who came out to absolute crickets. The crowd couldn't have cared less, unfortunately, about her. But she did have a surprise partner for the match, and it turned out to be Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss returned, which was a very nice touch. It was nice to see. We then went over to... the match was pretty good. I thought that Green and Niven always go really well. Alba Fire, I don't really know why they ended up introducing her into that little stable. They didn't really have anything to do in that. Like, she just doesn't contribute much at all. Charlotte Flair, then Green and Niven obviously lost to Bliss and Vega, and the ending was okay. Bliss sort of helped out. I honestly thought for a second there that Bliss was actually going to turn on Vega and go after the US title, but wasn't the case. Then there was a Charlotte Flair promo on SmackDown, and it was basically the crowd was booing her. And she kept saying to him, why are you so disrespectful to me? Why are you so disrespectful? And she's like, if you keep being this way, I'm going to walk out and never come back. And they kept like going like, yeah, go on, like you suck, blah, 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 blah. And then she threw down the mic and she goes to walk out. And as she gets about halfway up the ramp, Jade Cargill comes out and does her full entrance and then gets on the mic and says, you lost your opportunity. You go to the back of the line because Jade is about to compete in a number one contenders match against Nia Jax, and they had Tiffy Stratton at ringside watching along, and the two of them had a pretty good match. I actually really like the Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax because Cargill can use her strengths where she actually looks like a monster, where she picks up Jax and like actually throws her around a little bit. But then towards the end of the match, Tiffy was sort of distracting Nia a little bit, and then Naomi came from nowhere, took out Tiffany Stratton, which distracted Jade Cargill, and then Jax took advantage, hit her with the bonsai drop, landed on her, got the pin 1, 2, 3. So Nia Jax is the #1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship. And I believe she'll take on Tiffany Stratton at Backlash. So Jade still looked good because she was distracted. I think it might be another Jade Cargill Naomi match very soon. And then we had probably match of the night. We had Fraxium and the Street Profits come out. And basically, Fraxium asked the Street Profits for a tag title match. And the Profits were like, "You guys, you've been here 3 weeks and you think you're ready?" And they were like, "Yeah, go on." And then Nick Aldis popped out and he said, "They're definitely not ready yet, but they're going to have an opportunity to earn that against you guys tonight." So, and it was like, bring out a ref right now. So the Street Profits still had like bandages and stuff. They're all still bandaged up from the last couple of weeks from the TLC and then what happened to them last week. But then they proceeded to have one of the best tag matches since last week that I've seen. It was an absolute banger. Fraxium is so good. I slept on them while they were in NXT. They're very, very good to watch. The spots that they come up with. I always do these and I start yawning. It does my head in. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm talking so much and I don't get enough air in. Apologies. I'm going to leave that in. I don't even care right now. And the match was just so good. The spots, there was a Phoenix Splash into a pin, which then led to Montez Ford running up the pin and elbowing Axiom in the head. And that was just some of the sequences. There was a Spanish fly. It was a Spanish fly into the Phoenix Splash, into the pin, and then, came in, disturbed the pin, jumped off the pin, got the elbow up. There was just some of the spots in this match were ridiculous. If you're going to watch one match this week, this is the match to watch. Even though Raw was a banger too between Rollins and Jey Uso. But if you want to watch a tag team match this week, this is the match to go watch. It was an absolute thriller. I absolutely loved it. And props to all 4 of them. And Fraxium actually ended up getting the win. So they hit their tag team maneuver onto, was it Ford? Or Hayes? Ford. It was, Montez Ford. Not Hayes, not Camilo Hayes, because he's up in the next match against Aleister Black. And that one was a little bit disappointing. I thought that the Aleister Black looked okay. I thought this was going to be like an absolute ripper match, but I think the time must have got cut or something because the match before it was so good. But basically, the Miz tries to distract Black and get Hayes the win, but ended up that there was a reversal. Carmelo Hayes gets pushed into the Miz falls off the apron, and a quick roll-up 1, 2, 3, which I hate that booking. That's such Vince McMahon booking, and I hate those roll-ups. Like, they just did it to the point where it was just not enjoyable for us anymore, so I'd like to see Aleister Black just, if you're going to wrestle Carmelo Hayes in a proper match, make them both look good. Don't just distract Hayes with Miz, and then Miz tried to get in and help and copped a black mask to the head, and it was really, really good. It looked really good. We had Andrade and Ray Phoenix get the win over Los Garza as well, which was, they had a good match. Phoenix had a lot of the suction cup therapy things all over his back, so obviously he might be dealing with some back issues from maybe his Mania match. I don't know. But hopefully he's okay. But yeah, Andrade and Phoenix picked up the good win. And then Los Garza had a bit of a issue after the match. They hit one of their teammates down and stuff like that. And then we had Fatu and Sikoa backstage as well. And Solo was just sort of saying, like, man, we've got to come up with a plan. We've got to do something. What are we going to do? And Fatu just was like screaming at him. Basically saying, I'm going to dog walk Drew. I'm going to dog walk Priest. I'm going to dog walk Knight. And then kind of got up close to Solo's face. So there's something definitely brewing there. If that's like going to be a little, a civil war. I think it might be. I think the bloodline's done, man. I think the bloodline is over and done with. Roman's not around at the moment, really. There's no Punk match at Backlash. So I don't know what the go is there. But John Cena then came out for the main event of the show. And they've even changed his graphic just to where it says John Cena. No background on it or anything, just with a little title above it. Beautiful, looks great. The whole crowd booed the crap out of him when he walked out. But as he's getting announced in the ring, someone, I think this was planned, but I don't really know. But somebody threw a beer bottle, like an empty beer bottle in the ring at him. And I think it was like an aluminium one, so it was safe to throw at him. And that's why I think it was planned. But I don't really know. I still don't know. But anyway, so he had a beer thrown at him, which was pretty funny. And he picks it up and he looks at it and he throws it back away. And he actually uses that in his promo against the crowd, which is why I think it probably was planned. And then he basically just rips into Randy Orton for 10 minutes, calling him lazy. Randy says he's a piece of furniture, and he's like, you're a lazy boy. Couple of good one-liners where he said about Randy Orton's going to be like his 2006 drug test, a failure. And it's like, oh, dude, that's cool. And he's like, Randy Orton's not here tonight, and blah, 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 and the crowd boos. But after you sort of get to the end, and he's talking about hustle, I am hustle, I am loyalty, I am respect, and Randy Orton was none of those things. He's the greatest of all time at doing the bare minimum and just getting into him, every sort of angle that he can. And then Randy Orton comes in the ring, but his face is covered, and he goes to hit him with the RKO. Cena pushes him off, hits him with the FU, I'm going to call it. And then we thought, oh, he's got Randy, good job. And then the real Randy popped in, so it was obviously a facade Randy Orton, or a bait and switch. And so Randy Orton hit him with the RKO for like the third week in a row. And so Cena's going to have to try and defend his title against Randy Orton at Backlash. I think John Cena is going to win the match at Backlash, but it should be a bunch of fun anyway. I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be the last time these two ever wrestle, he said. So again, a part of me is going to be very emotional watching it, but I think it's going to be a great match, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys enjoy these quick 10-minute, 15-minute reviews and just my opinion on what happened, and just that tag match tonight with Fraxium. They're just phenomenal. We've been spoilt for matches this week, so let me know what you guys thought of Smackdown in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys tomorrow for Backlash. Until then, bye for now. Peace. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.